Before I get into this commentary, I got to remind our brothers and sisters, young and old, straight or gay, and even those who visit our page, just to eavesdrop, that it's not just women who are victims of sexual assault. There are men who are victims of sexual assault. It's just not, we don't talk about it um, matter of fact or on a daily subject because this perception of black men either we're perpetrators of sexual assault but never victims of sexual assault. You could be a grown man and be victimized by a man or a woman or a group of people. It just doesn't happen in jail. It can happen at your job. It can happen at home. It can happen at schools. It can happen in your church. And this is a history of this. When we talk about sexual assault during slavery, we always want to paint it or project it as black women being victimized. No, there are black men victimized too on these plantations. Even all up to this point, there's still black men are victimized. Do you think that the slave master who had gay tendencies within messages women? No, they raped and did things with the black men. There are a lot of men that had to have sex with the slave master. They wanted to keep their family safe. This is something that we know those of us who know our history know historically. Those of us who live in the real world know that there are men right now who are at jobs where women are the bosses, or even male bosses have came at them and say, if you want this promotion, want something, and you're afraid that you're not going to be able to take care of yourself or your family, you compromise. And I'm not saying I've done that. I'm not saying I've been through that, but I've known of people who have. And as a man, it takes something away from you, especially if you're a straight dude. But the reason why DL and many other black men have given Terry Crews a hard time, and y'all know I'm not a fan of DL Hughley. I can't stand DL Hughley, and I can't stand Terry Crews. Both are handkerchief heads, both are coons, in my personal opinion. But the reason why DL and these other cats are giving Terry such a hard time is because the way Terry responds to the incident. Now, I can understand as a black man not wanting to fall in that trap of being perceived as being violent. But this guy walked up to Terry and it was too familiar. No man, I don't care straight or gay, is gonna walk up to you and do something like that unless he had some prior contact, or the guy was super drunk, or the guy just wanted to see how far he can go with Terry, because Terry put himself in a situation where he's not to be taken serious. He was on a view crying about toxic masculinity, but what about toxic coolness? You know what I mean? Terry shtick ever since he became a known entity is running around flexing his pecs. Okay, you can do that, fine. But then he takes off his shirt and go into this court gesture on steroids mode. I mean, when him, Sylvester Stallone, I think Dolph Lundgren, and Jason Statham went to the stock exchange in New York, he takes off his shirt like a fool. Now, my thing as a black man, that was more embarrassing than anything, because basically saying, look at me, I'm on all the attention, but the only way I get attention is I act like a fool. And a lot of brothers, myself, right, that question, like, well, why does this black man take off his shirt so much? Just like when I see these rappers posing in these albums or these CDs, I should say, or these magazines with no shirts on, all tatted up, with they drawers showing. We know what that represents. But if you grow up in an environment where you don't have a man telling you, hey, this is not how you carry yourself, this is what, or if you're not raised in an environment where you've seen a positive image of a black man, or straight black man, I should say, you're going to do things that give off a sort of feminine vibe or gay vibe. And let's just call it what it is. Now, if you're gay, I mean no disrespect, but I'm just saying, straight black men have been emasculated, feminized within the last 30 years. It's an agenda. Even Charles Blow with his feminine butt at times. And I don't have no hatred towards Charles Blow. I can deal with Charles Blow way better than I can deal with Jonathan Capehart and Don Lemon. But even Charles Blow said there is an attack on black masculinity. And when you got Terry Crews out here doing what he's doing, and then he was throwing shade at his daddy. Remember, I did a video about saying he's wrong. Some things you keep behind closed doors. When he's out there talking about black men in our community, I'm a black man. I'm not gonna get caught up in that we all disrespect our women or we don't protect our women jazz. Just because you and your wife had issues, just because you got punked out in front of your wife, don't mean that we all. And the thing is, you should be more angry at the gay community or for what happened, because the gay community's been silent. They came out and threw Kevin Spacey under the bus, and I keep telling y'all it's more to that Kevin Spacey story. But here it is. You got an agent with one of the most known talent agencies in the world walk up to you and grab your penis right in front of your wife. Everybody know who your wife is. They know who you are. And a lot of us out here saying, "Wait a minute, a guy does that he's that familiar with you or that disrespectful you, and you didn't respond." I'm telling you firsthand, job or no job. If a man walk up and touch me like that, I'm beating the living shit out of him. Because you're not going to do that in front of anybody, wife or not, when anybody can step back and start whispering. But then again, let's just keep it real. Majority of Hollywood, the sports entertainment industry, is a lot of homosexuals. I mean, it don't take much to figure out. And this is perception. When he's masculine, he's muscle bound. I don't mean that he can be compromised to get a part. Well, Tara, you got to do this. When Tara really like you. I'm telling you, you'd be surprised you have done things for roles. That's why the Arquette transsexual sister came out and called Will Smith out, because Will Smith was doing a lot of gay things. And if you go back and watch certain episodes of The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, it was too many episodes where he did the act like a girl, and then no disrespect to James Avery, sometimes he came across real soft. Go back and watch some of the episodes, their hand gestures and their eyes roll like a female. I'm sorry, but the thing is, you're gonna have cats like 50 Cent and they're gonna crack. And the irony is, cats like 50 Cent can't talk, but they know that ain't no dude that will walk up and grab them out of jump. But to sit there and throw Bill Cosby under the bus and R. Kelly and these other brothers, and knows and I'm gonna tell you something. The only people we mention is Harvey Weinstein, and, Kevin Spacey, and Bryan Singer. It's more white guys out there. Ryan Seacrest was accused of sexual harassment. Jeremy Pivens, old boy is on that show Bull. CBS had to pay out $9 million to Elijah Dushku, and I don't hear y'all mention their names. Dustin Hoffman. And many other white guys have been accused. Look how Judd Apatow went after Bill Cosby and helped destroy that man's reputation and legacy, helped the court of public opinion go against Cosby, but he's out here defending Louis C.K. Louis C.K. used the word nigger, and Chris Rock stood there. He didn't say a damn thing. So when people say that Black Hollywood is not compromised, but Terry is compromised. Now, like I said, I can't stand D.L. Hughley. I think D.L. Hughley got a lot of nerve to be passing judgment. But see, D.L. Hughley like to jump in on and say things. And Terry went out there, instead of coming at D.L., he went after all the brothers. See, that's where you make your mistake at. Stick to that one person. It's one thing you having a group discussion about, but he went after D.L., then dropped other names. Remember, you went out there and started talking about your daddy and mixed company. You went on a View and started talking about, well, in the black community, stop saying that. I'm a black man, but I don't sit here and talk in absolutes to speak for the entire community. We're too damn diverse for that. Yeah, I can say, well, no, based on my observations and my experience or what I've observed, this is a segment, this how I've always stated. I don't speak in absolutes. I don't speak about all. This is why I tell you guys got to branch out. But you can't go out here and act like a fool and emasculate yourself and expect somebody to respect you. Then when brothers call you out on it, you want to say toxic masculinity. And then you want to say, we got to do this about women. Stop pandering. White women are not going to watch your show any more than they already have. White Hollywood is not clamoring for Terry Crews to even say, I guess he figured it worked for Hannibal Buress and these other coons. Let me go out here and go into overdrive. No. You're a big black guy. You're perceived as a threat. But see, Terry wants to keep working. That's what it is. He figured I gotta go out and play the game. Look, I'm sorry. If I gotta go out there and throw my people under the bus just for shits and giggles, then I don't want it. Now some people say, "Oh yeah, right." No, I'm telling you, I've had jobs where I've been told, "Well, Harvey, you have to do this." I'm not gonna fire somebody just because you don't like them. If you got issue, you go fire that person. I'm not going to say this to this individual because you're afraid to. No, you do your own dirty work. But see, by me trying to be the more high ground dude, I got screwed by our people. So you know, I could easily sit there and say I understand why Terry Terry doing what he's doing, but I can't as a black man. I just can't. But DL need to stop always commenting on black folk like he do, cause he ain't perfect either. But you have two handkerchief heads, two coons arguing with each other over who's more manly than the other, who's less manly. I mean, like I said, Terry, when I first heard about you being disrespected that way, I was like, damn, dude, that's wrong. But then I kept running this in my head, saying, wait a minute, he didn't respond. He said, my wife stopped me. Wait a minute, hold on, hold. I guarantee you, if that dude walked up to your wife and grabbed her stuff, I guarantee you she would never stop you if you went off on him. I guarantee you she would have slapped him or called him all kinds of MLs. But tell you to hold back, that don't make any sense. But then again, there are black women who have told black men to stand down. I remember my mother would tell my father when he was confronted by white dudes or every now and then, on a rare occasion, a brother, she would tell my father to stand down. Now she thought of it because she afraid that this person might have a weapon on them or something. I get that, but at a Hollywood function, very rare. I guarantee nobody in that room had a weapon on them. Now I'm gonna be honest with you. A lot of us went to the conclusion that Terry might be doing other things, and he had to front like he was upset to save face. Because I ain't gonna lie to you, if he came out and said he was gay, would I look at his roles a little bit different? I ain't gonna lie to you. When they said the father from the Brady Bunch was gay, I ain't gonna lie. For a long time, every time I saw him in a different light, and I swept him down. And I was open minded, but when you grow up, watch somebody in condition in the way, you know what I mean. But that tells you the actors they're good at their job. But the way Terry has been presented in certain roles where he been played like he was the gay dude, or he was hypersexual, or stupid, or it was just doing these dumb things. Because like for a while he was casting movies being a loud, boisterous black dude that flexes his pet. Now he's gonna be known as the black dude, boisterous black dude that let a white man grab his penis. And then when he went to the police department, they basically said, "Nah, we ain't gonna do nothing." And we know why they didn't do anything. Number one, black guy going to dime out a white guy. Number two, I'm safely assumed that the manager was Jewish, and we know that they very rarely get arrested or get held in contempt for anything. So that's right there. But the thing is, Terry talking about Bill Cosby. Bill Cosby, he's in jail on hearsay. The guy that grabbed it basically, and you went to your people and they said, "You do what you got to do." They didn't care. They changed the law to get Cosby. Yours was in recent. Yours was within that time span when you go report sexual assault. But they said no, ain't gonna do nothing about it. But instead of you up there calling out the law enforcement, calling out how black men in this country, you could have talked about historically how black men have been used sexually. The gay community ain't come out and say that because obviously the guy's gay for him because no straight man is going to go reach out for another man's penis. So let's keep it real. There's a lot of things that Terry could have went, but he's afraid to. So he said, "Let me go ahead and attack the black man." That's why DL and all these cats look at you weird. And the large percentage of the black community are looking at you weird, male and female. But those of us straight black men, we like, wait a minute, Yeah, DL may not be the ideal person to be, but when you sit there and you and DL going back and forth, I'm like, which coon do I roast the most? Terry Crews and DL Hughes and cats like Chris Rock and them, and these rappers of the last 30 years, they represent the most negative images of black men you can find. Talk all that stuff, and then when they become a victim of it, they pick and choose who they gonna what part they're gonna talk about. Terry could have easily came out and said, the gay community don't have never had any respect for black straight men, and if they push back and say, wait a minute, obviously the guy was gay or had a homosexual leaning, because which straight man walks up to another man, grab him by his junk? Just and right there, but see, you're afraid. See, that was me. I would beat the shit out of dude. Went to the police, and I would have called. I would say, hey, this is the issue. Because I guarantee you, if a black man did it to a white man, they would say, look in the black community. They have these issues with sexuality, blah blah blah. You never hit the end of it. So, like I said, screw both DL and Terry. But Terry, you got to understand that there are a lot of brothers out here like, man, the way you responded, the way you was treated, and then you're going to throw us under the bus? You're going to throw your dad under the bus? You're going to sit there and start doing that self-deprecating criticism? Yeah, I was toxic to my wife. She was going to leave. Well, that's between you and your wife. They ain't got nothing to do with me and other brothers. Stop trying to lump all black men into this category that we don't know how to respect our women or ourselves, or we can't be victims, or if we are, you don't mention all the rest of the stuff. Because for hundreds of years, black men have been victims of crime, sex crimes, just like women. And a lot of brothers that hung from trees and stuff, like when they was mutilating their bodies, y'all would notice when I said how they take souvenirs and stuff, men was walking up grabbing another man's penis, cutting off the scrotum and stuff, keeping it in jars, passing down souvenirs. Everybody assumed it was just women want that. No. There's other stories that I can go into would just completely disgust you if you use your imagination. Back, let me remind y'all, way back in the day before they started selling sex toys, what do you think they did with the mutilated remains of a black man? Use your imagination, folks. This is like I said, I'm not defending DL, but I'm not praising him. I'm not defending Terry Crews, but I'm not completely slamming him. But I'm just saying how it looks. And I really do think that Terry Crews has been compromised at some point. It's just that the guy did it in front of his wife, and he wanted to save face. And he knew he could come out and go after them directly, so he figured, let me use the black community or black men as a proxy, my dad as a proxy.